Hello, everyone, and welcome to another live stream video. So I'm going to do a little playing, noodling, and talk about a couple of updates. All right, everybody. So a couple of things going on. So there's a video version of this live stream on the YouTube channel, and you can find a link to that at my website, brettprince.com, of which I was just checking, and looks like some of the playlists and things aren't updating, so I thought I had that all kind of sorted out. But so that's another thing I'll have to work towards getting fixed. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. It appears to be an issue on the YouTube end, so I'm not sure if it's because I'm entering certain videos into several playlists or what. So I've just been kind of checking them out as publishing, checking, put it in this playlist. And so one thing I've been working at and just kind of been generally interested in is ukulele. So I got my first ukulele But when I was living out in Seattle, and bought one from a guy. I think it was Craigslist. I haven't used Craigslist in a while, but he guess was in kind of in a pinch and needed to raise some funds, and he wanted to sell it to me and then buy it back from me, which it's a little odd, but anyway, he never ended up calling me back or anything, but anyhow, it was just kind of a real basic tenor ukulele, and I was subbing for a teacher in one of the schools where I was teaching out there, and so there was a kind of an early childhood ukulele class, and I was teaching guitar classes, and the lady that was doing the ukulele class was going on maternity leave, so I agreed to fill in for her for a short period of time. I think it was just maybe one semester or 6 months or something, I don't remember. But so anyway, I bought that, and I thought, okay, well, I think the first thing I did was put a low G on it just so I could kind of hang with it. So if you were to have a capo on the say 5th fret, and then you kind of just ignore these low 2 strings, that would be kind of the ukulele, kind of typical ukulele chords. So I thought, well, yeah, that'll kind of at least sort of get me started on it. So I did that, and then always liked the sound, didn't think a whole lot about really trying to develop on the instrument. But recently I have been, and so last year, about a year ago, I bought this Godin. This one here, if you're watching on the video, you can see it. But if you're checking it out on the podcast, you can do a search on the Godin ukulele. So I got in touch with one of Godin's what would you call them, representatives, or one of the product specialists, and I was interested in getting sort of an artist influencer kind of deal on an ukulele, and he said, oh, I can help you out on this other ukulele. And I was thinking, oh, I'd really like to get a hold of one of those kind of electric ones like I just showed you. And he was saying, well, that's been discontinued. So I found that one on I think it was reverb.com from a store in Canada. So Godin is a Canadian company. They make really great instruments. So I have a few of their Godins, and but some of their Seagulls, Art and Lutherie, really, really nice instruments. So anyhow, I ended up kind of just going on my own and buying it from a store in Canada, which is I think really far away from Godin, I think from what I understood, but got that one. I think it must be a B stock or something because it's got some issues, cosmetic issues, but I wasn't really too worried about that. And I paid less than kind of a new one, so it worked out pretty well. So I've been pretty interested in the learning a little bit about the history of all that, and on guitar, I've been pretty interested in trying to work up my chops on the classical repertoire. I mean, I've been trying to do that for a long time, but I've been teaching a lot of classical to students, so it's kind of forcing me to develop in that way. And then in sort of the jazz context, I've done a few things that are sort of classical inspired or nylon string. I've done a couple kind of intros in a big band that are like kind of classical guitar. So yeah, I'm trying to. I think I've been thinking about that and how the how I'm just kind of curious about the history too, and how that the whole guitar, from its kind of origins, I guess, in Spain, and I know it evolved has a longer history than that, from the oud and all that, but our lute family, plucked string instruments, but thinking about that whole Spanish guitar and just really enjoying that, and then I'm interested in learning about that the kind of bossa nova type music from Brazil, and that I'm interested, because of this. There's that Portuguese, I'm guessing, language. I know it's the Portuguese language. So, but the guitar in Brazil and Portuguese language. So guitar, I'm thinking of it as a sort of Spanish instrument. So I'm interested in learning a little bit about the history of how all that kind of came about. And then, so this ties into the ukulele, because that the ukulele instrument started out as what's known, I believe, as the machete. Probably not pronouncing that right, but and I was just watching a video on this yesterday, so it's a little bit fresh in my mind. But this instrument that these Portuguese, I think, cabinet or furniture makers brought to the island, and then people were like kind of making them and adapting them. So that it's sort of interesting. There's kind of a relationship there, and so I'm looking for some resources on that, and just getting to understand that, and just kind of enjoying the sound of that instrument, and also just the challenge. So I've been checking out some classical ukulele with the high G, and just some really interesting ways of kind of playing melodically with more of what we would think of as like a chord shape, but when you have an octave higher on the one string, it really changes things up a little bit. And I haven't exactly decided, what I might do, and from a jazz perspective, or maybe even just sort of bossa nova. But I'm kind of interested in connecting all that, the Hawaiian tradition and the Brazilian tradition, and how that relates to the origins of the guitar and the ukulele, back to Spain and Portugal. And I've been looking into this instrument maker, Pono, and they make instruments. I think they have like a parent company that makes higher end instruments, but in Hawaii, but they make these instruments, Pono, in Indonesia, and so I was reading that they have this tradition of having these instrument makers from Europe, I guess, way back, or I don't know if they were specifically from Spain or Portugal, but just kind of interested in learning a little bit more about that whole history. And so my wife is from Philippines, and so her her ancestry is, it's also kind of part Asian and part Spanish, or maybe even connected through Venezuela, from what I've heard. But so I've been just very interested in trying to kind of connect all this all this information, and thinking about some of these kind of contemporary like virtuoso type ukulele players, like I'm going to pronounce his name wrong, but Jake Shamabukuro. I just need to repeat that. I need to look at that name, hear it, repeat it like 8 times, and just get it down once and for all. But he's a really, really awesome ukulele player, and I've been working on his one of his arrangements for Somewhere Over the Rainbow for quite some time, and I'll just kind of on and off, and well, really since I got that ukulele, and I've recorded it a couple times, and so I have some intentions of kind of recording that, but I also have some other plans. So I haven't released a video on YouTube or anything playing that instrument, but I'm kind of itching to do that. But I have a lot of things I want to record and need to record: steel string things, nylon string things, and all that. But so it's just kind of interesting, thinking about kind of the music of Brazil and Hawaii, and then so there's a lot of really great Japanese instrument makers now that just put out some really high quality instruments, and some great musicians from there. Actually, I don't know if Jake is from Japan. I think he might be from Hawaii, but anyhow, I think I was watching another ukulele player from Japan this morning, so that's what sort of got me on that track. But I apologize if I got any information incorrect. But just kind of think about these islands, in the Pacific, and their connection maybe to Spain, and Portugal, in sort of a musical, in the musical context, anyway. All right, everybody. Well, I'm going to head out for now. Thanks if you're checking this out on YouTube. Thanks for your membership. Thanks for your support. If you're checking this out on YouTube, you can learn more about me on fretprince.com. Thanks and have a great day, great practice session.